As Dylan's going to play for the Pope. That's a real stretch of the imagination for the guy that wrote Everybody Must Get Stoned to play us for the highest, leader of an organized religion in the world. You know, I think. That's crazy. Time out of mind. Time out of mind. One of the things that people really liked about John Irving's work was the fact that there was a suddenness that could happen with life where if you took the chance of leaving your house, you took the risk of anything assaulting your senses. Now, this wouldn't necessarily be on. That's when they say your heartaches begin or end. So, Steve Young, first series of downs, boom, concussion, seventh one. His head's an eggshell, and the shocking bottom line is that the coach, the young coach, Murakuchi, threw him in again in the fourth quarter, where the guy couldn't even remember the first quarter. I mean, that's, I don't know. Maybe that's a questionable moral thing to do. What'd you think of Mickey Rourke's scene?
I like it. I like the way he's got it.
That's before the credits even come on. And then it's 2 hours and 30 minutes of nothing but one. Funny, I hear voices out there. I was talking to a couple friends of mine that are Sagittarians. Very self-electrifying sign. And they always hold out hope that when someone is feeling the last pulse on their necks, that they will indeed have a wife, or they will have had some kind of gravy at the end of their life. And this friend of mine actually kind of went like, when I mentioned to him that, part of the reality factor might be that you have to deal with loneliness as reality. The indomitable pain of never ever regaining the coupling of one, the art of loving. The perfect match. The thing that will make him forget about the self. That he may have had that taste, and that's better than a lot of people get. It's like a friend of mine, who's blind and brilliant, was saying that Princess Di had a hard life, and I'm going, Jesus, her last meal was scrambled eggs and salmon at the Ritz-Carlton. Every place you've ever had to live in since you were blind at birth, you've had to memorize every single thing on the street so you don't bang your head on a stop sign or, run into a mailbox. I mean, you've had a hard life. Right? Part of the usurpation of the best made plans of men or women and the odd turns in the road that reality may take is exemplified. I was kind of like in a state of phantasmagoria when I that I associate with the word princess have to do with it's such, almost like a cartoon kind of, caricature. There are no real prince and princesses in, any world I've ever inhabited. Somebody that you don't really know, you vicariously might trip off of, because they're on the Globe or Star Magazine. The point I was trying to make was just that You know, like you, me, where everybody, we're like into her, we're fixated by her last moments, or whatever morbid curiosity. But we never knew this person. We kind of vicariously knew them just through this kind of superficial, sensationalist coverage. And yet, like you mentioned earlier, it did stop the world for a day that this person died. It's, people were probably still starving. Certain parts of the world, it was probably totally irrelevant in.
Choked up by it more than the food.
Well, I can remember coming into 4th Street Market and being psychotically alone with the clerk that, doesn't seem to notice me as much as I notice her. And I went, whoa! Like it tripped me out, but by no means did it, like, it wasn't somebody that, like with Kennedy, who I really related everything, ethereal in my life to up to that point, pretty much on his shoulders. Or John Belushi was another one when he died. Somebody mentioned that to me, and I actually shed a tear. So that wasn't the case in this thing, No, Kurt Cobain I really didn't get into until after he died posthumously, and then I got that acoustic out.
The world.
That's the bummer thing. I mean, it's a bummer, but if you don't trip out on it, you're a moron. I mean, it might as well have never have happened if you don't trip out on it. But then you trip out on it, it's kind of like a drag, but you don't have any choice. Is this going now, or are we going? So, something might give you a clue there that he's not the guy calling all the shots.